What is good, LMM fam? I consider anybody that has watched even one of my videos part of the family, and if you disagree with that or think any differently, I suggest you reevaluate, because dinner's at 6. We're having fajitas, and your room still isn't clean, bruh. My fault. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. This is Let's Make Mistakes, where I take myself off autopilot. Oh my god. This is Let's Make Mistakes, where I turn off my autopilot settings, try to make something and yap about matters of the heart and of the mind. Oh my god, I'm destroying this. Travel beyond my own comprehension and see what lies within. Don't worry, it's not that serious. I'm just gonna be painting and yapping about God knows what. I have no idea what I am doing and or saying. None of this is serious. Just a nice challenge that I try to do as often as I can because I enjoy doing it. I encourage you to make something along with me. Challenge yourself as well. Hopefully by the end of this video, you and I both can have something to be proud of. Dude, we made it to the big 5-0. I've done 49 other videos at this point, and it's terrifying, beautiful, shocking, all the above. Now, part of me is a nonchalant light skin, and I debated even bringing up the number of the episode, but the other part of me is a sentimental, deeply caring little boy that's deeply proud of myself for doing something and taking it to this extent. And I just can't help but notice a numerical milestone like this. And I'm thankful to have something that I'm this passionate about and that I believe in. And I'm thankful to plant seeds of something that is true to me. Yeah, making these videos butters my roll, floats my boat, and revs my engine. And I'm just so dang stinking happy to keep doing it. So here's hoping that I do. And speaking of being a sentimental baby boy, let's talk more about what I'm making today. I kind of just threw you on the tail end of what we got going here. But this is a very special project, ladies and gents. I've been working on this one for ages, and hopefully I can use this video as motivation to continue and or finish this very special project. Now, this piece of wood is a recreation, in fact, a recreation of something that my mother did for my aunt decades ago. I was tasked by that same aunt to put my personal touches, my stylistic choices, and it's chock full of personal details. My aunt married into a lineage of farmers, the old farmhouse, and inside joke of the family to tie it all together. This thing I could speak for ages about what this project has done and is currently doing to my mental well-being, but more on that later. But first, I wanted to chat a little bit about my dose of culture, what I've been watching on, what I'm interested in the sphere of the world and media today. Obviously, engrossed in the World Cup, countries all around the world have put their best footballers into the gauntlet to see who is crowned champion this year. Very stoked. Only get this once every 4 years. Gotta soak it in. Only lasts about a month and a half all the way through. The only thing that really takes me out of the matches is all the flopping. Just some of the highly dramatic teams. Somebody will look at them wrong and then they'll start holding their ankle. It's You could take easily 20 minutes out of a game just with the theatrics. Other than that, I am very stoked, very happy, and that's what I'll be watching on for the rest of the month, of course. I've been getting into the RLCS, the Rocket League Championship Series. Rocket League is a car soccer video game. Yes, I'm an adult man, and yes, I pay attention to professional video games. I love the game. I love seeing professionals who are great at it. Sue me. There's a 2v2 tournament going on in Europe, North America, Middle East, South America. And in my personal opinion, everybody's fighting for second place at this point because Zen and Natal are gonna take it all. It's pretty plain to see. Europe kind of dominates the stage in that game pretty consistently. The College Baseball World Series is going on too. It's getting close to wrapping up, but that's kind of taking a back seat to the World Cup. I'm a foot fairy at heart. I just finished going through the Old Testament of MSSP, Matt and Shane's secret podcast, possibly one of the best pieces of media that has ever come into existence. I wouldn't go through every single one of their older episodes if it wasn't worth it. Just finished it. Now I am re-watching and re-listening to all of their New Testament episodes, all the Patreons. It's pretty unhealthy the amount that I've listened to both of those comedians talk. I am such a psycho with how I intake media, so it's not uncommon or weird for me, but yeah, I could compulsively listen to those two no matter what's being talked about, joked about. Probably gonna listen to it until I die. Shout out the dog, shout out the shaman, God bless. Recently rewatched Super 8 again. Phenomenal flick. Perfectly casted, sick soundtrack. It's iconic in so many ways. It stands up even, 10 years later, I think, 15? A wonderful piece of cinema. There's a scene in Super 8 I wanted to bring up. I thought it would tie into the main theme of this episode. The main character in Super 8, Joe Lamb. He is a grade school kid. The movie opens on a wake for his mother. And the death of Joe's mother drives a lot of the story, a lot of through lines, character development, drama, and obviously the kid's taking it pretty hard. Pause. Alice Daynard. Love interests, older girl next door, female lead, and it's already been stated that Joe's father doesn't want her around, but she's sneaking up to his window, knocks. Joe gets out of his bed, lets her in, of course. The town they're in has rolling blackouts, so the power is currently out. And it cuts to Joe and Alice sitting in Joe's dark bedroom on the floor, chatting. Things are getting emotional, and suddenly the power kicks back on. A film reel begins to project onto the wall, indicating that when the power was on, Joe was watching this by himself. He rushes to turn the projecting camera off, and Alice says, "No, leave it." The reel being projected on the wall is a compilation of home movies. You get scenes of Joe as an infant and a toddler, and you get scenes of Joe's mother having intimate, warm, and blissful moments with her son. And it's about halfway through this movie, you finally get to see what Joe has been without, what Joe has lost. And I'll take a quote from the movie. Joe says, "There's a way that she used to look at me. She looked at me and I felt like I existed." We as an audience finally get proof of how great of a loss this was for Joe and his father. And the audience has such a better grasp of how devastating the loss was for Joe. And it was at that moment during the movie I completely lost it. Profuse tears, faucet of snot, just ugly crying to the highest degree. I was crying so hard that sound wasn't even coming out anymore. And there's this thing that I do when I cry. I transition from just profuse sadness and utterly upset to laughing maniacally at how hard in which I am crying. Even when I am at my highest level of upset and in the throes of my sadness, I still take the time to laugh at myself at how gross this is, how just funny it is that I cry this hard. So I just transition from ugly crying to maniacal laughter, back to ugly crying, and just it's a tug of war of emotions, and it's psychotic. Just imagine my face is puffy, redness all around. There's a sheen of tears that I've wiped across my face, just snot hanging out of my nose. And as I'm drowning in tears, I start to laugh. Terrifying. Before we carry on, just wanted to state my stomach currently is going brazy. So if it picks up on the mic, I apologize. I don't know what's going on with my body. My farts have been horrendous. Had some Italian food, sampled some lasagna, had Parmesan chicken, had some marinara with the goat cheese and the bread and the cheese. Bruh. I was so happy in the moment, but in this moment right now, I am just disgusted with myself. Like, I thought I knew the level of disgusting that my body was capable of. It seems now that my body is not well equipped to deal with such delicious Italian cuisine, so I hope to make it through this episode. I have been toiling with this project for an embarrassing amount of time. Embarrassing as in my aunt commissioned me to do this years ago. I can look back in the text to see exactly when, but I'm willing to guess it was at least 2023, something like that. And because my aunt is one of the most understanding, caring, and thoughtful people alive, she has been waiting this entire time. And no matter what, she has assured me to take all of the time I possibly need for this to be done. And anyone could look at this and say, how in the world could this have taken you years to do? Like a piece of wood that's barely a square foot of space. It took 4 years for Michelangelo to do the Sistine Chapel, and I can barely get accurate shadows on a house. Now there's good reason for it. I didn't just forget about it. This project has been in the back of my mind all of those years when I started it. And I work on it here and there whenever I can work myself up to do so. Because I agree, that is a ridiculous amount of time for something that's not even that great, you know? Like, there's so many aspects of this that need work, that need touching up, and this is not even close to done in my opinion. There's always more to do. I'm never going to be truly satisfied with it, but for this to be given as a gift, for me to put the brushes down and say this is complete, it's gonna take a lot. In my opinion, I have let my emotions become way too attached to this piece of wood. So much so that I can barely bring myself to look at it, let alone work on it, constructively think about it. Again, this is a recreation of something that my mom did decades ago. And I would say I'm emotionally intertwined with this piece of wood because your boy got S-tier mommy issues. And this is why I bring up the scene from Super 8. Me and my family have been without my mother for 8 years. You can do it. You can do it. She passed away from a grueling and devastating form of cancer. My mother was a wonderful and true artist. One of the most compassionate and creative people to ever bless this earth. This window is so much bigger than the other ones. Anyway, when me and my siblings were itty bitty, my mother took it upon herself to create portraits of me and my siblings. I am the baby of 4. She was pretty clear that portraits were not her strong suit. I feel you, sister. But because portraits were not her strength and it would take a lot to create them, she studied. She read up on how to accurately capture someone's likeness. She had to read and learn how to develop the skill. And that was an accurate formula to how she did a lot of things. She was writing thoughts and feelings down about these portraits. And what she wrote was, if I make an art project or write something I think is great, I see it pulled a lot out of me to get it to the outside. But when people ask, why don't you go around doing these portraits for people? I say, it took a great deal out of my heart and soul to get those pictures where I could display them. I was exhausted. Our moms are the only reason that we're alive. My mom is the reason I get to create anything. She's the reason I'm talking right now. Why any of this is happening. I am because she was. Damn, that's dramatic. Hold on. My fault. In my eyes, she left a legacy to carry. With the time she had, she used it to leave works of art behind. She left works of art to interpret, to reimagine. So you ask me, why is it taking you so long to paint that piece of wood? That every second that I work on this, I'm grieving, I'm healing, I'm wondering, I'm remembering, I'm regretting. It feels like a film reel of me and my mom is flashing across the wall. And there's memories that don't really come to the front of your mind until you do something to facilitate them, trying to embroider something. And I'm sitting alone late at night. The house is quiet. I connect with her on a very emotional level because I'm doing exactly what she would be doing. I inherited a lot of traits from my mother. Not all of them good, of course, but the ones that I am proud to have received are her ability to listen, observe, interpret, and thanks to her, I truly understand what it means to take a piece of myself and mold it into something true, into something meaningful. All of this is kind of dramatic, and I apologize. I love talking about my mom. I love describing who she was. I'm just utterly thankful. That's why I'm going into such detail. I got to experience firsthand who she was, how she worked. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep yapping about my mom. I hope this is entertaining. My mom was a shy person. She prioritized her time for meaningful things. She went above and beyond for her children, her work as a nurse, and still she found the time to flesh out an idea for a painting, bathroom remodel, to make a dress from scratch for one of my sisters, or a costume for a play that my brother was in. Her style was riddled with nuance, personal flair, and family history. And her tastes, it was developed through many years of dedication. I'm thankful for anything that she's done for me directly and indirectly. I'm thankful for the things that she did for herself so that it can be admired all these years later. And I see her thumbprint in everything that I do. Everything. It doesn't even have to be anything artistic or creative. I see her in everything that I do. She shaped so many good things for me in my life and how I see the world. She was patient. She was understanding. I can only try my best to pay homage to one of the greatest artists that I'm ever gonna know. And that weighs heavy on the heart and the soul and the mind and the hands. I want it to be worth it. I want it to be even a fraction of what it was when she did. I put a lot of it on myself, no doubt. Again, this is just a piece of wood. I tried to make it my own, but how in the world can you take all of that into account and not want it to be absolutely perfect? Because when she made it the first time, she made sure it was perfect before she gave it away. I'm just such a sentimental baby, dude. How's that for 50? We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot this evening. Oh my God. Okay, let's stop being a baby. Some of these windows are not to scale, but that's fine. Yeah, sorry for that. I don't think there's much more to say. I think about my mom a lot, and sometimes I become very, very emotional. And that's when I start to laugh like the Joker, when I am stuffed full of snot, profusely crying. So I think it'd be appropriate to share some of the songs that I listen to when I'm in that emotional state. Music is such a great resource, because when I feel a certain sadness, or I feel the hole in my chest grow bigger, I don't want to push any of those feelings away. So when I do feel that twinge of sadness, I listen to music, and I can share some of those songs with you now. There's an Instagram account, Jenna Stas, S-T-A-S. She is a mother. She compiled her son's text messages to her, and she used AI to make a pop punk song. And I think it is a piece of art, and I love it so very much. It shows the beauty in the mundane, and it makes me emotional and become melancholic of the simple act of checking in on your mom, asking her for something, seeing what she's up to. It hits, and I ugly cried to this. Frank Ocean Wise Man. I have cried so aggressively to this song. Not only does it stick a knife in a healing wound, it ropes in different perspectives of anguish. It makes me think about my siblings' take on anguish, and oh my God. Obviously there's other thoughts about my mom that I could share, and we can save those for another time because I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this right now. If you're able, I implore you, go hug your mom, please. Go right now. Give her a call. Do something to honor her. All right, freaks. If you've made it this far, go seek psychiatric evaluation, and I'll go do the same. I'm thankful for you. I'm happy for you. I hope to see you in episode 51. But until then, be good and embrace your mistakes. Bye. Love you.